It was getting dark when I heard the knock. Two girls at the doorway and they wanna talk. Hello, sir, do you have the time? I would like to tell you about a friend of mine. She says, brother, have you heard the news? Our holy Lord's got a plan for you. He's omnipotent and loves without condition. The girls on a mission, home to home they spread the word, preaching about the holy Lord, filled by hope and spiritual ambition. The girls on a mission. She pulls out a book, says, do you mind? I would like to read to you a couple lines. She clears her throat and says a prayer, and I can't convince myself that I don't care. She says, brother, have you heard the news? Our holy Lord's got a plan for you. He's omnipotent and loves without condition. The girls on a mission, home to home they spread the word, preaching about the holy Lord, filled by hope and spiritual ambition. The girls on a mission. Brother, have you heard the news? Our holy Lord's got a plan for you. He's omnipotent and loves without condition. The girls on a mission, home to home they spread the word, preaching about the holy Lord, filled by hope and spiritual ambition. The girls on a mission. Oh man, I almost didn't get this one in by the deadline. I got a couple things to say about it. It's actually inspired by true events. Earlier this week, I was sitting at home with my wife, and two girls knocked on the door. The song is actually mostly true. These two young girls that came to the door, they're two Mormon young ladies, and they were on their mission. And so actually, I had like two glasses of wine, and when they knocked at the door, they were like, "Hey, do you mind if we come in and talk?" Me and my wife kind of threw each other a glance. We're like, "Yeah, why not?" And so we came in, or they came in. And ended up talking to them for like 2 hours. And it was mostly like, we were actually asking them questions more than anything. It was actually, I highly recommend this. It was a lot of fun. It was not a hard sell on their end. They were not like, constantly pushing their kind of religious stuff on us. We were just kind of talking and asked about their mission. They're two totally sweet young ladies. I think like 20 years, the early 20s or something like that was their age. They had been canvassing the neighborhood together. We talked all about their the thing that they do in Mormonism, and I learned a lot about it. It was great, but it was really just really fun hanging out with them. They're just two very sweet girls doing this thing. Definitely gave me a new respect for the Mormons that do that thing. What they go through, their mission period is very, very intense. They sacrifice a lot. So they were kind of out from the Midwest, and they came here. They got assigned to like the DC area as our mission period. They're out here for 18 months, and they just like live in a hotel basically by themselves. And they do this mission like it's hours and hours every day, like canvassing neighborhoods. They have all kinds of restrictions, like they can only like email their families on Mondays, and they can't watch TV. So they're really devoted to what they believe in. Anyone who can kind of put their actions in line with their morals, I can really respect that. And so, I told him I was like a songwriter, and as we're talking, I'm just like furiously writing this the whole time, just taking notes about their story and who they are, and there's lots of little ideas I think that I'll get future songs from, but I wanted to write something kind of for them specifically. Because they can only listen to like certain kinds of music, especially when they're on this mission kind of thing, and so I wanted to kind of write them kind of like a thank you, or just a song that they could hear and let them know that they impacted me in some way, and so because they can only listen to certain types of music, I wanted to make sure that this would fall within that. And so, I typically don't write religious stuff at all. It's not necessarily my style, but I listened to some songs that they had suggested, or some musicians that they said that they listened to. One of them was this group called Mercy Me, and they had a couple others. But I went through their catalog and I listened to it, and I tried to get a like lists of like commonalities between the two, and then write this song for them. So the chorus, it obviously has like a very religious kind of context, and so that's kind of like my ode to that genre. And then the verses are kind of like the story of them. My interaction with them. This is mostly true. There's this one point in the verse where the second verse where I talk about how she takes out this book and says this like little prayer kind of thing. I guess there's this like little section that they all have to memorize, or this passage about Joseph Smith, and she like reads it to me, and she's like, "What do you?" It's like this beautiful piece of prose, and she's like, "What do you think about that?" And I was like, "Man, I mean, like." Never knew anything about Mormonism or anything like that before. It was never like hugely religious, but something about it kind of hit me. It definitely moved me for some reason, and so I kind of referenced that in the that second verse. Like I said, the song is mostly true as far as the storytelling elements go. So anyway, Songaweek number 43 or 44 for year 2021, whatever this might be. I don't know. This one may or may not live on a little more. Probably not. I probably won't do anything with this one. It turned out okay. I didn't get to devote a lot of time to it. I've been in the studio and doing some other projects, but I'm just trying to stay fresh with the writing. So I use this as a bit of an experiment to kind of play with space in the verse, like contrast, by having like space in the verse and then the chorus being like wordier by like taking away space. And so there's ways you can create contrast. My computer just went off. That's why the light got all crazy. Ways to create contrast, and having space versus no space is one way of doing that. I also start the verse lyrics off the one, so they come in like halfway through the measures, and then the chorus phrases, they all come in right on the one. So that's another way to create contrast. So just kind of the song is fine. Melody's like pretty catchy or whatever, but it's a little kind of like typical and standard. Nothing like stands out as being fantastic about it, I don't think. But a lot of this stuff, it's like it's exercises until it just kind of becomes ingrained. And so a lot of the ones that are just okay, they become exercises to ingrain these kind of like tools, these songwriting tools for future songs. But anyway, if you stuck around for this whole 8 minutes to listen to my incoherent rambling about the song, I appreciate your time. Check out Isaac Indigo on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, obviously. And thanks a lot. And if you're from Reddit, the Song of Week group, you guys are awesome. I appreciate everything you guys do. Talk soon.